What is up, everybody? Today we are playing some of the new just playing a Cynthia deck. It's a lot of fun, and I wanted to do something a little different. I was playing Sneasel Darkrai. In ranked tonight, we went 4-1, so that was pretty decent. My Quaxley fell. That little guy. Alright, so the idea of this deck is similar to the Dragonite Dread deck, where you're just hiding behind Druddigon and trying to get set up. The annoying parts of this deck are getting the fighting and water energy. The good parts of this deck are dealing 150 damage on turn 3, but that doesn't look like it's going to be the case. We're starting with Gabite in hand. We're going to draw. We've got double Cynthia, which is okay. That Reckless Shearing ability is pretty good if we can get it set up. It's one of the nice parts about this deck, and we're just going to go ahead and pass. They were playing Mewtwo, probably Mewtwo Giratina. Played a little bit of this deck. I got really frustrated, found that I was just losing a bunch to some other stuff. So we do have that Shearing ready to go. What we can do here, since we know we have another water energy, is we'll just throw it on Druddigon. I played this deck with like a fire energy also, and it was pretty humorous. The thing that's annoying about the energy is that it does tell the opponent what is coming up for you. So by putting the energy on Druddigon, we are at least saying like, hey, we will be able to threaten the fact that we can escape and get out of here. We will one-shot both Mewtwo and Giratina, but we do not one-shot Mewtwo through the Cape if they have Cape. And we have another water energy, which is unfortunate, but we can start shearing. We don't need this leaf anymore now that we know that we have the extra energy coming. This ability is such a cool ability. In a different game, it would just go super crazy. Being able to cycle a card. Rocky Helmet here. We want to get another Gibble set up. Excuse me, now that we're waiting. But this is the problem with the double energy decks. Like, we would be able to attack and do some pretty hefty damage if we had seen the fighting energy, but we haven't. That's okay, though. It's not going to change too much at the moment. They do have to make it through our Druddigon. That's what we don't want to see is Sabrina. And if they Dawn, we just lose the game, which is going to be pretty frustrating. Technically, it isn't lost. Like, we could draw the water, or we could draw Gibble. But if we don't see Pokeball and they attack us with something, because we have another water coming up, we can always pull... Oh, they can't Dawn because they've Sabrina. They might have Cyrus in hand, which would be annoying. Again, not having the fighting energy for free is going to be frustrating, so we would still like to see the Gibble. This is really frustrating. Now we can't one-shot this Mewtwo because Dragon Claw plus Cynthia deals 170. They're not even attacking, actually. I don't know what they're doing. We see the other Gibble. We can still cycle for it. We could potentially get rid of... We could get rid of Cynthia, or we could get rid of... We're not going to get rid of Gabite because we have to have the other one set up. Now we want to start seeing the energy. One of the nice things about seeing Gibble early is that you can put that excess energy on them. Trying to think of exactly what we want to do. We do need Cynthia to knock out the Mewtwo, and we'll also need Cynthia to knock out... if they Sabrina, we can sack the Gibble, and we haven't been damaged. They can't Cyrus us. What would we even be searching for? Garchomp? I think it's okay for us to not shear this turn. Keep the Cape in hand. That'll save Garchomp from a Psychic Blast, unless they're playing Giovanni. We don't have to worry about red. Let's just pass. Let's save the shearing. I think we would be throwing away the tools that we need to win if we were to do it like that. We also don't even want to leave the Druddigon out because they've got Research plus Pokeball. The thing is whatever their setup is, it has to be able to get past Druddigon plus Garchomp. Giratina will always take damage. Having the other Mewtwo there is kind of annoying. But they could also force our hand by Psychic Blasting here. I don't think they even do that, though, because then we just, attack them with Garchomp. They save us from having to leaf it out. They send Giratina in, and then it can't knock us out, and then we Cynthia it on the backside, and then we win off of its self-KO damage as long as we can see another Water Gear energy. It almost might even be worth not evolving the Gabite until we guarantee we know what we're going to get. We'll see what they decide to do here, though. I mean, Psycho Blast again will just cause him to knock himself out because we can knock him out with a Cynthia. He could be banking on us not having it though. And there's the Bellow. Yeah, no reason to rush, especially in this matchup. Let's draw. We see the Pokeball. This gets the other Druddigon, which isn't bad. We might need the other Druddigon in case. If they attack, they'll attack. They will have to knock the Garchomp out on the Crackback. We still have to keep this belt in hand. I do think we go ahead and thin for the Druddigon. This does put us in a good position though, because if they Sabrina us again, they don't have a way to Cynthia damage us. So if they Sabrina us again, I'm gonna save the Gabite because there is a world where we don't have. There is a world where we need the 20 damage from Gibble in case they like Potion. So not needing to activate that Reckless Shearing ability right now. I'm going to turn this screen capture down just a little bit. All right, so they're getting set up, but if we get set up also, I think we beat them. Communicator, that is a great example of a card we don't need. So we are going to shear it away. We also are going to have the other energy for this Gabite ready to go. Research is good. Let's go ahead and research. Every time I play the Cynthia deck, I run out of cards, so it's a good thing milling is not a thing. Iona could be decent because we could stop them from being able to, whatever their kind of plan is, if there is no potion in hand. I mean, we really are just at a weird standstill because if they don't ever attack with Mewtwo, they'll never take the recoil damage, and we don't have a way to knock him out in one turn without Helmet, which we've already dedicated to our Druddigon. So kind of just two immovable objects or two unstoppable forces, whichever way. You know, this is definitely not an unstoppable force. Having that second Garchomp is what we're waiting on. We can guarantee it next turn because of the shearing. We'll hold on to this potion. I honestly want to see what they're going to end up doing because we really might just end up in a staring war where I win if they make any move, and that's Zhongzhuang. And if we put them in Zhongzhuang, they're going to... I guess they could draw us out by tying if we never have a way to advance the board state. Okay, they're backing out into Giratina. Interesting. I don't know why they would do that. Okay, potentially what the play is... Oh. Nope, they're just going for it. They're saying, hey, you better have it. But unfortunately for them, we do have it. And we don't even have to use the Cynthia, which means we can shear the other one. I mean, I don't know. I understand impatience, but maybe the real strength of this deck is forcing the opponent to do something. Pokeball, useless card in this situation. So we'll go ahead and shear it away. And we'll get our nice full art Garchomp. They could also be trying to, like, grunt us. I really don't know what their plan is going to be. I almost want to Iona them just to be like, yeah, whatever you're trying is not going to work. Let's use it. There's no reason not to. We have the Cynthia in hand for next turn. They didn't put a helmet on it either. We will get Cape back. They can't knock us out unless they Giovanni, but even if they knock us out, we'll be able to swing back in and go from there. The Cape, we know exactly what we're drawing. We don't need the Cynthia. We can go here with our Cape. And we're going to... They can't even. They would have to Dawn combo. I have no idea why they did that. I think they just got impatient or weren't thinking about the Rocky Helmet. When I was playing last night, I forgot about a Rocky Helmet, and it cost me the game. So now we're seeing what they end up doing. Mewtwo coming back in, which is decent because... Again, because they can't Dawn combo and knock us out. They can only get up to 160 with the Giovanni, but I think they just got impatient. I think they realized they had to make a move and we were going to win. Or that, yeah, there's the Dawn combo, but for what? It doesn't win you the game. The Cape, I guess that was just their play in their head, and then when we caped, it threw them off because they can't Giovanni. So, yeah, I don't know. No cards left in the deck. They don't have anything set up on the backside either. I mean, really, we can just... There's no reason not to attack. We could Cynthia. I'm trying to think if there's a world. Double Potion plus Double Lady could do something. I think we just Dragon Claw, since we aren't going to be able to beat them anyhow. And then we'll Cynthia next turn in case they try some pivoting nonsense. They could, like... They could retreat into the other Mewtwo.
play a Psychic Energy on it, knock us out with another Dawn. There's a potion. This isn't going to change any math. I figured they were like, it was like going off of some potion combo. Yeah, potion, and then they might Lady, but we have Cynthia in hand. We really just wanted to stop them from like backing out and using the fact that they have high EX total Pokemon. There it is, exactly. Potion, center, Lady. Not enough. Cape's already active. They're going to attack and knock out our Garchomp, and then as soon as we play this full art Cynthia, they're going to be out of the game. So, GG to you. I need the game to end when I say that, so that way it actually, you know, there's some like flow to it. I think this deck might suffer from like playing against good players. Would make it where you couldn't do what I just did. I mean, if they had pushed that aggression earlier, and cool. There we go. See ya. Good job, Garchomp. We took out Meta Threat, Mewtwo, Giratina. So, Reckless Shearing, so cool. Eventually, I think there is like a form of a control deck that uses enough niche different supporters that in like certain matchups, but it also has to be a fast enough. It has to be a fast enough metagame where getting to it by shearing is important, and it has to be a slow enough metagame where you can get all the things you need. I'm really waiting on like a Lance card or something that lets you have. I meant to hit. Thank you. I really am waiting on a Lance card that lets you hit like target a dragon, add an energy of any type to it. Maybe that could be pretty cool. All right, we are going second, so not bad, not bad. Let's see what we are leading with. We have the old Gibble. We go with the neutral Gibble instead of the fighting Gibble, just so in this situation we could get some attacks in. Here, if we see a fighting energy, we'll be in a decent spot because we can attack on turn, 6, 2, 4, 6. If we see Garchomp, which hopefully we'll be able to with the research, but we do have to see that water energy. The second that we see fighting energy, it makes it where that strategy is not nearly as good. But 20 plus 60, I mean, Goodbye hits for 60. It's pretty good. It's nice that they can make those dragons hit harder since they're forcing you to land those 50-50s. We're playing against Dugtrio Palkia. We draw, and then we see if we get a water energy next turn. Yes, okay, perfect. This is exactly what we need. We could, yeah, let's just go ahead and research. We have the Communicator in hand. We can save it for next turn. We've got the Gibble, pretty decent. We've got the Drud. The only thing crazy they could do is like Misty us, but if they're going to Misty us, they're going to win the game anyway, so I'm not even going to worry about it. Let's go ahead and gnaw the opponent. What would be really funny is if they like leaf out into the Wiglet so they can attack for more damage, and then I send Garchomp in and just knock the Wiglet out. They're going to be very upset if that ends up being what happens. Uh, 1-0 so far. Research, okay, that's not Misty Flip, that's Slash coming down. And that puts us in kill range if we can get to that Garchomp, which hopefully we will. We can mitigate the damage with the potion plus the cape. I don't want to see... they just... It will put us in like KO range from the Misty if they do hit the Storm, but I mean, if you get Mistied, you get Mistied. The opponent just outskilled you by playing a better deck. So we'll draw Iono. We can save that for next turn. We've got the Goodbye. We've got this. There's no reason to go to Drud. I could Potion, but that could hurt our Iono chances next turn. The most damage we should be able to take. Again, one of those things where if they Misty, they Misty. I kind of want them to dedicate themselves towards us. So we're just going to go ahead and Slash and see what happens. I don't want to be in a situation either where I get Sabrina'd in. It can't get out with the Drudagon. I could have placed the Gibble though. Because we could put that one retreat on it in order to do something. There's the Misty. We just need to see Tails. Please see Tails. I don't want to see that Charizard burning flames on us. Yes. Okay, yes. Every time my opponent plays Misty or Team Rocket Grunts and I see the black side of that coin, I feel so much better. So yeah, the second that we see Garchomp, we kind of just win this game. As long as they don't Misty again on the next turn. So we're going to draw Heart of the Cards. All right. Oh, yeah, we just always research because we have Communicator so we can thin and hopefully pull it. We draw. Garchomp here. Yes. Okay, there's the Garchomp. Thank goodness. We can go ahead and Pokeball out the Drud. Then we are going to hold.
So now that we know we could potentially get Wugtrioed, we are just going to commit everything to the field. This is going to make it where Wugtrio does not do as much. We have Iono in hand. We don't really need it anymore. We will pop it with our Reckless Shearing. And then we'll start getting a second one caught up. Now, this Pokeball isn't going to get anything. Unfortunate. That's what the Iono is for. But next turn, we can always just shear it away. We are going to Potion and Cape our Garchomp. That way we don't get knocked out by a Misty double or a triple Wugtrio tap. And then we're going to start getting our other one set up here. And they're in like a rough situation. No Cynthia, but with Reckless Shearing, we have 2 in the deck. We could draw it for turn. And then if we don't draw it for turn, we can shear into it. And then we're just looking for Gabite, and then we'll be set up. So, you know, play against Misty decks, and they miss, and you might have a chance with the Garchomp deck. So there's the 1 energy, and hopefully it is not the Misty. Sabrina, okay, so forcing in someone, they're going to force in Gible, because we don't need to, we have the retreat energy already ready to go. So we will be able to get that attack in. We just need to see Cynthia right here. Garchomp, okay, no big deal. We are going to Reckless Shear and try to go for that Cynthia with this Pokeball. We will also have Communicator to get our Gible set up. We draw. There's the Cynthia. Let's go. We're going to retreat, send the Garchomp in, activate our Cynthia, and we're going to attack for 150 damage, knocking out the Wugtrio EX and winning us the game. Good job, Garchomp. Land Shark, ahoy. I think the full art is super cute. I do want to see like an action-oriented one. I will say Garchomp EX's full art looks super good, but that card is just not very good. Thank you, John Heinous. We appreciate the game, and we're at 804. That's nice. And we'll go into the next one. I wanted to play Dragonite, but I didn't want to play Giratina. And this is a deck that I play that also just, I don't know, moves. It's like the same principle, but it happens a little faster. And having that nice Cynthia damage is pretty good on a, you know, on a 1-pointer. So we're playing against Batty now. And we'll see what Batty ends up doing. We're going second. Perfect. It's a fine place to be in. We've got the Dread in hand, and we've got the Pokeball. And we drew the Leaf as well. So we were playing against the Meowscarada deck. That deck is not as good against things that don't have EXs. Now, if they're playing the Beedrill variant, that could be really good against us, because depending on what they're hitting, with our 50-50 energy ratio, you know, it could be bad. There's the Weedle, the beautiful shiny Weedle. I have the full shiny line, which is a lot of fun. We've got Pokeball. We're going to grab Gible. Easy as that. Just that simple. There he is. Dang. You know, sometimes you just wish. But we do have Communicator and Research. We are going to Research and to draw into Gible or Pokeball. There's the other Research. No Gible or Pokeball. Now, we could Center or Communication, but I'm not ready to do that just yet. We have Research in hand, but not having the... We send it. We need to see Gible. There's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 40% chance we see it. We're going to get the Wonder Pick luck. The reason being, if we don't see it early... Okay, that's fine. The energy distribution of this deck is really frustrating. This is the most annoying part about it, because if we don't see another fighting energy now, we've got it stuck on Dread, and then we are not going to be able to do much. Now, they can sit here and get set up. Beedrill has 170, 190 with Cape. We will always knock it out with Cynthia plus the Druddigon Rocky Helmet damage. Unless they Cape, in which case we will be in trouble, and they probably will Cape. So hopefully we can get one Gible set up with a lot of stuff. We've got both Cynthias now. We do need to see one of the Gibbles, the Pokeball, the Gible. There we go. Okay, good. That is much better. We are going to do this. We're going to go here. We're going to save this Rocky Helmet, because I do want them to be forced into attacking someone with the Rocky Helmet. We also have the Fighting Energy coming up next, which is really good. Now we just have a 25% chance to draw into our Garchomp, and if not, we'll get Druddigon set up on the field. They could just set up an attack with Floragato, but if they do that, I might save Cape, because they don't have a way to knock us out with Slash plus Cape. Meowscarada also 160 HP with the Cape. Maybe our opponent will just go ahead and throw Cape down. That'd be nice. They're not attacking. That's pretty good. They do have the Beedrill set up, though. They cannot knock out Druddigon in one shot either. So we are going to use this Rocky Helmet, because regardless of what happens, we're going to be able to get them to hit one of the Druddigons because Cyrus will protect us. So we're going to just draw Garchomp. No Garchomp, but also not a big deal. We'll go ahead and get the Gabite going in the back. We're only playing one communicator. We've already popped it. We will go into the Gibble, and we are going to Rocky Helmet this Druddigon now. That way, when they do decide to go on the offensive, we will be there ready to go. Everything in the game, except for that Beedrill with a cape, most things in the metagame right now will get knocked out by Druddigon, plus Cynthia on the Garchomp. Druddigon plus Rocky Helmet for sure knocks everything out. Everything except like Gyarados EX. There's the Meowscarada. They have to start applying some kind of pressure though, even though they don't. I really am waiting on someone to call my bluff and just take us to turn 50, and we see what ends up happening. There's the Beedrill coming in though. It is going to burn that energy, which means we're stuck in, but we do have the Leaf, so we also will not be able to Leaf out. They might be doing this to like burn the energy, kind of try to put us in like an energy cycling loop, and then they can Erica that healing back up, but still taking 40 damage here is pretty impactful, and they have to hit us again is the biggest thing. They could distribute it though between him and we draw. There's the Garchomp, perfect. Now we can threaten and say, yo, you are in trouble. If they do attack again, we will just knock it out. I almost want to keep it in hand. There's nothing that we have to cycle for right now. If they switch us out, they could Erica. I think we just keep it. We hold it. We act like we don't have it. They could Iono us, which would be actually pretty annoying. Nah, we send. We just hang. We hang out. It's okay. We can always send the other Druddigon in worst case and let them continue beating themselves up. I like the stage 1 decks a lot. The upper end stage 1 things are pretty fun. I like being able to, yeah, there's the healing that we were just talking about. There's the Erica, but it doesn't do enough is the biggest problem. It's not going to do enough in order to stop us. There's that Crushing Spear, knocking out the Druddigon. They deal 130 damage to themselves. We are going to send in our Garchomp, and we're going to knock them out with Cynthia. Good job, Garchomp. Eating the meta right up. They could Sabrina us out, in which case we just go into the other Druddigon. We will throw an energy on it. Nah, we don't even have to do it that way. We have Shearing in hand. We need to hang on to it, though. There's nothing to shear right now. There is that Garchomp. We have this, and then we can Cynthia for the plus 50 and see what they end up doing. If I'm them, I'm leaving because I'm annoyed, but that might not be the case. Is there anything we need to get? I think I need to put like Sabrina in this deck. It just feels so tight. Sabrina would be pretty good though. We could trade something out. Almost want to trade out one of the like the Gibble lines or something. We will get that Dragon Claw in though. These decks have to be powerful enough to hit the opponent too. That's one of the things that is good about the Dragonite deck. It runs the same ratios, but it doesn't have to bother with things like Sabrina or Cyrus in order to do anything. Now we're going to see what this Meowscarada does. They need to cape it, or else we're just going to knock it out. And if they do cape it, we're still going to knock it out over a couple turns. If they get this one set up, they do have to apply the energy to Meowscarada here. Oh no, they're grunting us. Please miss. If we lose, okay, yes, haha, woo. Grunt's also something crazy that this deck can just lose to. If it hits the wrong energy, Grunts just hits a random energy. I do think this card is crazy though, but it does feel really bad to use your supporter on it and not hit it. We are going to just go ahead and end our opponent's misery. Activate the Cynthia. We had fighting and then water. And there we go. Just like that. 3-0, baby. 3-0. The Garchomp tick is crazy. We've also gotten a little lucky. Or our opponents have gotten unlucky. But you take the luck where you can get it in Pokemon Pocket. $814. We've peaked. The problem is I get annoyed. And then I start playing like really crappy decks. And I know I shouldn't do that, but I'm like, yeah, let's play fun decks. Even though right now I'm also playing Garchomp, which is not a particularly good deck. Lots of things can go wrong. We're just getting a little lucky. That's okay, because it's making up for some of the terrible luck I had on yesterday's stream. Oh, I need him to make a good like Slow King card. I'm excited for Politoed too. We're going first this game. We could have a crazy line. Nah, we don't. We have the Druddigon. Okay, we have Leaf. If we see Gibble, our hand doesn't look great. They're playing Riolu. This is okay, actually. I don't think they can do anything too crazy to us too quick. We've got the Pokeball. We're going to go ahead and utilize it. See what we get. There's the Gibble. Cool. Doesn't look like we have a reliable way to get to anything. I'm going to assume they're obviously playing Hitmontop. I want to know that for sure I am going to survive long enough. What we might end up doing, sometimes when you see Hitmonlee, you can like leaf out your Druddigon and put something in that you don't want it to hit it for. They've got the other Riolu. I wonder if this is like a... I want to see Lucario EX be okay, but it's just not good. It's just not a good card, unfortunately. Let's see if they attack. Nope, they're not going to attack. They're going to see what we end up doing. Another Pokeball. Just kind of a weird situation to be in, but we do have Water Fighting already, and we have the other Druddigon. I can save this one in hand for the Communicator, but if they have Sabrina, that's going to be really annoying. Another problem with this deck, having to like choose between stuff. I almost want to also play the Fire. Druddigon attacking is also pretty good. I learned when I was playing it the other day. So let's just go ahead and end our turn, see what the opponent does. We are waiting for the opponent. They have only gotten Riolu. There's Lucario that will hit for a pretty decent amount of damage. If we see Gibble, though, that will hit for a really strong amount of damage, actually. That's a lot. Plus 80 right here, but still not enough to knock us out. And does enough. Oh, they're helping us. Thank you so much, brother. We needed that so much, yes. And there's the Gabite right on top. Let's see the Garchomp, too, while we're at it. Nope, but we did get Cynthia, which might not even come up in this matchup. And we do have Professor's Research now, so I'm hoping they just start submarine blowing our Druddigon. Not having the Leaf isn't going to matter if they're attacking into us. And the fighting deck doesn't have any crazy over-the-top things. There is Hitmonchan, though. That's cute. I wanted to see it get utilized for something, but it just, I don't know, 90 HP, just dies to anything, and then it goes from there. If we have Leaf, we can Leaf this Druddigon out. We draw. Cool. We're going to go ahead and Professor's Research, see what we draw. Would like to see the Garchomp. Professor's Research is pretty good, though, and there's the Leaf. If they do decide not to come after us, and if they do attack, we knock it out on the crackback with the Gabite. 90, there's 3. This is okay. Between Research and Communication, we should all but be guaranteed to hit that Garchomp next turn. Hopefully we don't get bricked on, like, I don't know, Rocky Helmet plus Gibble. But Gibble, we can always communicate back and then hope we don't get Gabite, which is a 1 in 3. They are setting up that Hitmonchan in the back, the 3 damage one. They're center ladying, which does not change. It changes the math on Gabite, but hopefully will not change the math. Ugh, my goodness. We can do this 2 ways. I think we go for the higher role play because this actually just wins us the game if we land this Communicator into, because then we just leaf out. All right, so let's draw. This is a 2. It's Gibble is 1 chance, and then Garchomp is 2, so 67% chance to win the game. Oh my goodness! Why? All right, we can go ahead and Research. They're still going to be in a pickle. There's Cynthia. There's Garchomp, finally. So we can go here. We can go here. I don't need Cynthia in this matchup, it looks like, so we're just going to go ahead and shear it away and see if we can draw into the... If we can draw into that Gabite. There's the Rocky Helmet. We are going to throw a Water Energy on Druddigon. This also threatens, hey, like, you have to hit us. And we know we have that next Water Energy coming out next turn. They will get the Hitmonchan set up, but we'll either A, knock it out with Cynthia, or it will not knock us out unless they have Giovanni. So there we go. Cape doesn't do anything because they have to attack into us. If they do Cape, like the Hitmonchan before it comes in, we can send the Garchomp in and Cynthia and knock it out. And we don't need the Leaf anymore thanks to the energy on the Druddigon. So yeah, looks like we're kind of in a pretty prime position to win. Just waiting on our opponent to recognize that. There's Hitmonlee. This is just like a cute little fighting deck. They're going to retreat out, see what they go into. Maybe the Hitmonlee, because they're trying to... Yeah, I think they're trying to be like, all right, you knock us out, and then we're coming... Nope. They're just going to kick us. This doesn't do it, though. This is just the original Hitmonchan with Punch, which is pretty funny. Does hit really hard, and this Magnum Punch is going to hit really hard. They have to have, like, Dawn in hand, but even that doesn't do it. If they Dawn up, they have to have... Yeah, they have to have Giovanni plus Dawn, and does not seem like that is the case. I don't think we are going to need... I don't think we're going to need Cape. But I also don't think we're in a situation where we have to get Gigabyte yet. If it's the bottom of the deck, that's annoying. Yeah, let's just go ahead. This will guarantee that we get to it. I'm going to ditch the Rocky Helmet. Yeah, there's the Iono. So if it's on the bottom of the deck, we will be not rewarded, but we'll know. But that is kind of annoying. It doesn't change anything, though, because... Like I said, they have to have Dawn or they have to have something else. So there's the Dragon's Claw, knocking out the Hitmonchan. I like the low to the ground decks, but and they've got like 1, 2, and 3 energy, or not, yeah, energy points with the different attacks. This guy will come in, he's gonna deal 80 damage, and then, but he has to commit the energy because it has 2 retreat costs. So I don't think there's much they can do. We are guaranteed that Gigabyte, and we do have the fighting energy coming up. Yeah, we're just gonna attack. And they're going to... Yeah, so I'm glad we sheared. Yeah, okay, cool. We win. GG. GG to our fighting game opponents. Where's my hat at? My hair is driving me crazy. 3-0. 3-0 or 4-0? I think that's 3-0. Might just play till I lose or until I go to bed at 10 o'clock. 4 win streak. So yeah, that is 4-0. That's pretty exciting. I won 4 earlier with the Weavile deck too. I saw that there was like a Mismagius deck running around, and I had played one, and I didn't like it because Darkrai just crapped on it. And then I saw, oh, people are going to be playing like this Mismagius deck. Time to pull out Sneasel, Weavile, and it went really well. Pretty successful. So we're playing against 7 fish. 1 fish, 2 fish, 3 fish, plus 4 fish equals 7 fish. Something like that. See what they end up playing. We are going to see the one, the only, going second. That's nice. And they've got the Dark Energy. We've got Double Drud, so we're going to guarantee Gibble. Dark Energy, this is one of those situations where it's actually kind of annoying. Because if they're playing Darkrai. Darkrai has this inevitability of like consistent damage all the time. That is hard to... It's like really at home in a deck that they'll like just sit there and keep putting energy on it. Speaking of putting energy on it, we're seeing a Venipede Sneasel Darkrai deck. I think the Sneasel deck needs another payoff, like an end game payoff, because I find that like once, if you have to get Darkrai set up before Weavile's a useless card. It does nothing. It doesn't do anything for you, because you're just sitting there staring at the, it just deals less damage than the Darkrai, so there's not even any reason to have it on the board. We are going to go ahead and get this Gibble energy to up, and we're going to pass. We have Iono, but we want to wait for some more cards in hand for it to be relevant, and we also want to see what the opponent does. They will knock out in like 2 turns. We are on a little bit of a clock. They will knock out Druddigon pretty quick, and then they will be able to hit us hard with the Weavile EX. As long as they don't also have Dawn combo turn 1, that'd be pretty nice. Okay, so regardless though, if they do have the Dawn, that's going to change a lot of the math. Let's Iono here. We really want to see like research for next turn. We could get the other Gibble, but we also have this water energy, so not much is going to change. I'd like to see Gigabyte. There's double Garchomp and Cynthia. Oh, that's not good. We really need to see like research. We really need to see something more beneficial. That might be it though. We'll see what they end up doing. Whirlipede has the Poison Sting ability. One of the things that's actually nice about this is you can keep it in the back, and then you will attack with it, and then you can set the Scolipede up. There is the 20 though. If they don't Dawn though, they are Giant Caving. So that is going to make it where it survives our Garchomp strike. Let's draw, see what we get. Research, exactly what we needed. Perfect. Let's see Gigabyte now. There's the Gibble. There's the Leaf. You know what? This is okay. We can get this other Gibble set up. Really need to see the Gigabyte though. There's 9 cards in our deck. Like if we just see one, now we can get the other one set up once we get the Garchomp rolling. If I'm them, I am going to attack with the Weavile though. And yeah, I'm just going to attack with the Weavile, especially now that we haven't put the Gabite down, because if we put the Drud down, yeah, there's the Scratching Nails knocking out our Drudagon. They're already in our knockout range. They might be able to save us from a Cynthia, though, so that could be good. They can't red us with like a Darkrai combo. Darkrai's like max damage potential is 120 with red. Other Drudagon will come in, and we are going to draw and hopefully see that Gabite. Please! That's not Gabite. Are you really going to lose to having freaking Cynthia, Garchomp, almost a full house over here. Communicator also guarantees it. So we've got Communicator and double. We've got 3 ways to it. We have Professor's Research. So we're kind of running a 50-50 on whether or not we can get there. They also, though, do not knock us out this turn unless they have like Giovanni. And they're probably not playing Giovanni. Most people don't play Giovanni anymore unless you're playing it for like a specific matchup. So we might be able to do something here. There's a Sabrina, though. We are offering up the Gible as bait because there's nothing else for us to do. They could take... There's the potion. This is like a really frustrating situation. We are going to be able to leave the other one out. Actually, we probably guaranteed loss. They've got to have Cyrus in hand, or they play Cyrus in this deck. So any damage they deal to Drudagon, they'll be able to Cyrus it back in later. We could cape it preemptively, so we want to see cape, but we really don't want to see cape. We really just want to see this freaking Gabite. That way we can... Oh my goodness, are you kidding me? Okay, well... I think we just have guaranteed lost, because we have... Yeah. Sometimes that just happens. That's unfortunate. I mean, it was like a 50% chance to draw a card that probably got us there, but it did not get us there. They've got the Scolipede in the back. This is cute. The problem, though, is you get a way less consistent, like, Sneasel line when you do this, but I guess the Scolipede is just better. And it's a decent, like, going first. I like the Scolipede line in general. They're going to send in the Darkrai, knock us out, and I'm going to see if he at least graces our presence once today. Research. We could research into... Oh, we lost. All right, GG. I think that's it for me. We went 4-1. A lot of fun with the deck, but sometimes, and this is always, I never brick on not finding the stage 2. I always brick on not finding the stage 1. But I've been Blue. Thank you so much for watching. I've just been hanging out and playing some Pocket. Figured I'd record it. Check out some of my series. If you enjoyed it, like, comment, don't hit the subscribe button. We shot up to 54, which was super exciting because our goal was 50. And then I don't think I've had any new ones, but that's okay. We're just going to keep rocking and playing some Pocket. But thank you so much for watching. I'll smell you later.